Alrighty, welcome back. You're here with Isaac and Dan, and we are discussing the death and the resurrection of our world. Previously, we looked at the first warning regarding the beast and the mark of the beast, and obviously after the first comes the second. So we're going to discuss the second warning from God. We'll jump right into the scripture, do you think, and then we'll expand on it from there?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got here Revelation 16, verse 1 to 2. Then I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the seven angels, "Go and pour out on the earth the seven bowls of wrath of God." So the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the earth, and it became a loathsome and malignant sore on the people who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his image.
Okay, so when we read scripture and we read the Bible, and much of the Bible was written in Hebrew, and some of it was written in Greek, and some of it was written in Aramaic. The Hebrew and the Aramaic, they don't use adjectives or superlatives. So the Bible simply says, if the greatest song that's ever been written is called Song of Songs, if Jesus, who's King of Kings, so we don't have all of this, he's this and he's that and he's all of these, they're in the scriptures, but
it's not like the ultimate king or the supreme king.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
He's just the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. It's so so the Bible describes things in that way. So if we look at the first coming of Jesus, it's the event of events. If we look at the second coming, it's the event of events. It's we can have all of this words and that. So when we read a scripture like this, and it says there's this foul, malicious, loathsome sore that comes upon human beings because they've taken on the mark of the beast. How do we picture that?
Yeah, you've got to kind of sit up and pay attention, because it's very descriptive. When previously, even in reference to Christ the King, it's King of Kings. But you're looking here at it. Essentially what the point you're trying to make is the author is trying to bring your attention to the significance of how bad this will be. Correct? Yeah.
And if we look at the world, and if we look at, the scripture tells us that majority of people are going to take this on. So majority of people are going to accept the mark of the beast. So therefore a majority of people are going to have to live with this foul, loathsome sore around the world. So we haven't seen this. So we thought, again, COVID, some got sick and some people died and some terrible things happened. That's nothing. That is just a pre-taste of this coming upon, and this is very early in the Great Tribulation. This is the first bowl of wrath being poured out.
Yep.
So people are going to have to live with this, and we will try and show it graphically what it will look like, but I don't think we can imagine, or we haven't seen what this. So this is God's second warning.
Yeah.
Don't take the mark of the beast. Whatever you do, if you don't want to end up in hell, you don't want this foul, loathsome sore, don't take the mark of the beast. Yeah. That's what God is trying to tell us and warn us.
Well, as we were discussing before, if even if it's not worse than something that we already know, let's say, for example, we were discussing leprosy. Even if it's not worse than leprosy, just consider that. It's like anyone who takes the mark of the beast is saying will end up with this sore. So if you consider just that, just what we know of with leprosy, just to use it as an example, why would you not heed the warning?
Exactly.
And if it's going to be worse, even more so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, as we move through these warnings, essentially what we're wanting the listener to come away with, and the reader of the book to come away with, is the gravity of the situation.
Yes.
That the warnings are there for a reason. It's not hyperbole. No, this is real, and this is going to come about. And God, in his grace, has given us forewarning. Despite, as we mentioned before, despite our sin, despite our destruction, he still is calling us. He still wants us to be with him and not to make mistakes, as a loving father would. So as we move through these, that's what we're wanting to keep in mind, is to bring to the forefront the warning that has been given, and no matter what happens, that God's plan is good and right, and his will for us is relationship with him, and ultimately that we spend eternity with him.
Yes.
So no matter what you're facing here and now, no matter the sacrifice that needs to be made here and now, essentially, as we spoke about, if you don't take the mark of the beast, it says you won't be able to buy and sell. Well, then the warning has been given, not just so you can sit in fear, but so that you can be prepared.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And don't make hasty decisions. Don't make convenient decisions. They're short-term. It's very short-term thinking. Don't do it. Okay, for a little bit of short-term just comfort, remembering that the Great Tribulation is only going to last 3.5 years. So the very best you'll get will be this short bit of what gratification by taking this mark. Then you get hit with this sore. Then there's more to come.
Yeah.
And by the way, your salvation's gone.
Yeah.
So
it's only a portion of a portion, essentially. The if you do a cost-benefit analysis on taking on the mark of the beast, you're not getting a very good return on your investment. You're going to take it on, like as you said, for immediate convenience, only to then suffer in this life and the next. Yeah.
COVID and the vaccines taught us exactly that.
Yep.
Look at the people now that are suffering from the vaccines.
Oh, we personally know numerous, yeah. Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. Not only, as we read here, that the vaccine injuries have happened to a lot of people. Unfortunately, they're not recorded, and they've stopped recording them. But it's happened to a lot of people, and it's very serious, but it hasn't happened to all. As we see here in Scripture, it says it will actually happen to all who take the mark of the beast. Yeah. Alrighty, so we'll leave that there.
That's it.
Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.